Getting started. What type of book is this? This is a historical, non-fiction book that draws from many primary and secondary sources to describe the events of Hamilton's life and the events of history. In particular, Chernow cites the large collection of Hamilton's papers that was published in the last few decades, and that has served as the basis for the biography he wrote. As with any non-fiction book, it is tempting to take it at face value. However, how facts are presented can sometimes put a different spin on them. Chernow is obviously sympathetic to Hamilton, which is important to keep in mind when reading the book. Several criticisms also mention that Chernow is better at understanding the psychological motivations of the people involved than the historical context in which they acted. Information on the author. Ron Chernow is an author, journalist, and historian who has written a number of biographies and nonfiction historical books. He has written series covering the lives of J.P. Morgan, John Rockefeller, and the Warburg family. He has also written several best-selling biographies of George Washington and Ulysses S. Grant, many of which have won a range of awards, including National Book Critics Circle Award and a prize for excellence in economic writing. Chernow is a graduate of both Yale and Cambridge University. He served for a short time while as a director of finance studies for the 20th Century Fund, and he continues to contribute articles to the New York Times and Wall Street Journal. Summary. Observations by Alexander Hamilton. These are a collection of 4 quotes from Hamilton's letters and essays. They generally seem to express facts as they are, rather than twist them to please a particular viewpoint. Several also seem to express a frustration that opinions, rather than reality, are often the determining factor when decisions are made. They are also very eloquent quotes. Prologue. The oldest Revolutionary War widow. The book begins with Hamilton's widow, Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton, waiting quietly in her house in Washington, D.C. to join her husband, who she refers to as her Hamilton. She was a tireless advocate for her husband, commissioning a multi-volume biography of Hamilton that would eventually be completed by her son after her death.